Mr. Beast grew to the largest YouTube channel in history purely on that strategy. It's really gambling.
Yeah.
There's
so what's that?
To a web page that's literally a slot machine.
Yeah.
And you have to consider his audience here are people who are underage mostly.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of ingraining this desire to gamble in these younger people. His company Feastables is 70% gambling, 30% chocolate. Like if you buy in the next 10 minutes, we're putting $100 into every order. And then 10 minutes went by and he forgot. And he's like, oh, okay, it's 10 minutes starts now, but it's on a live stream. So you have a bunch of people who are like, okay, I have 10 minutes. I'm going to order. And they really had no shot of winning. And that's what makes it illegal. I was looking on Instagram to learn about like video transitions. Like I need ideas for video transitions. And when you search transitions on Instagram, you get a very mixed bag of content. It's like half videography tutorials and half how to chop it up. He thinks Bitcoin could potentially be a CIA. Satoshi means intelligent or wise, and Nakamoto means central intelligence. Did you see the Australian that got arrested at the Olympics?
No.
I think news yesterday. He got arrested for buying cocaine like in the streets of Paris. You didn't see this?
No. What's the good of the Olympics?
He was an Olympic athlete.
Oh. Did he go fast?
Yeah, he was trying to really. I need to win.
Did he? Yeah. Had he already?
They gave him all the gold medals.
They gave him everything.
Degenerate of the.
No, did he compete still, or was it
I don't know.
after competition?
I just read a headline, and I was thinking today, like reflecting back on our previous podcasts. I think our podcast is the podcast equivalent of like reading headlines without going any deeper. You know, it's like we talk about some topics and.
So there was an Aussie guy. He bought some coke in Paris.
And I was like, "Oh, let me mention this to Cody on the podcast."
Yeah. Well, great.
Do you think that's just like a cultural thing, or?
I don't think lots of people buy cocaine. They're all over the world, and just
But I don't think an Olympic athlete has ever gotten arrested in the heat of the Olympic Games.
Well, I don't know. You might have to fact check that. It could have happened.
And they're concerned testing people for steroids. Like this guy does not care. He's just like, let's go.
I think we probably just leave him be.
Okay.
He might have had a bad time.
It makes for better entertainment. Now everyone can watch him and like try to look for the little signals of whether
which guy is it? We don't know who it is. Try and figure it out.
Yeah. It's a good competition for the people at home. Which athlete is on drugs?
Yeah, which sport would it be out of all the sports, if you had to guess, since you didn't read the whole thing and you're completely unprepared?
I like to, and maybe this is just because it's gone viral, but like shooting.
Oh, okay.
You know?
You would have liked it to be the turkey guy. Yeah.
It's way too calm, I guess. That's not the best. What's like the old person sport where you like push the little discs? Isn't that a sport? It's common in old age homes. It's like the little disc and you try to push shuffleboard, something like that.
I don't know. Is that an Olympic sport?
Skateboarding's Olympics.
I watched some of that. Yeah.
How'd it go? I have not watched a single thing from the Olympics.
It was on. My girlfriend's been watching quite a bit of it. Thailand's done okay.
What has Thailand won?
Silver in the badminton. Gold in the women's taekwondo.
Nice.
For a certain, I don't know the weight category, if there's multiple or not. And something for weightlifting yesterday. But there's probably more as well.
To bring up a controversial topic a little bit, just because we're on the topic of the Olympics, and I'm just curious, because, we live in this world now where we're kind of pushed into our own thought bubbles based on what we engage with online because of the algorithm.
You're into coke snooting in Australia.
Yeah, I just get all the cocaine news.
Can't watch everything. There's so much content.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's worth it. The recent drama around the trans athlete.
Oh,
what's your understanding of the truth of that story?
I'm not going to comment. Because I don't know. I thought from the news that I saw, and I thought that. Are we talking about the boxer? The boxing? Yeah. Well, apparently she's not actually trans.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I wanted to see, like, or what bubble you're in. Yeah.
I don't know. At first, I thought she was, and then I said something to someone completely uneducated about and I just mentioned it, and they're like, "No, she's not actually trans." And then I didn't even follow that up, so I have no idea.
Yeah, born a woman. It's weird that it's like now it's because she was in the Olympics last cycle 4 years ago or whatever.
I hate that we're talking about this.
Okay, sorry.
No, I'm no, it's okay. Because I'm just not. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think, and I'll say this: I don't think biological men should be fighting biological women.
Yeah,
that's just. I believe this, right? But I don't know about what's going on right now.
Yeah. You know? Well, I think this like transitions into a nice thing that I've been thinking about. Maybe not a nice thing, but like just a
very evil thing.
By the way, side note, I was looking on Instagram to learn about like
that's where you go.
To learn about video transitions. Like I need ideas for video transitions. And when you search transitions on Instagram, you get a very mixed bag of content. It's like half videography tutorials and half
other tutorials.
Other tutorials, yeah. How to chop it up. Anyway, I think this is like all kind of related to something that we're just week by week getting deeper of like, nobody knows what's real anymore. Everything is real, everything is fake. And now we're at this point where like AI is getting so realistic. Like I saw literally something this morning, photos of people, AI photos, and they look, I would never ever guess that it was an AI photo.
Yeah.
The one weird thing about it is like the only sign that it's AI is the text. Like they're wearing a lanyard, and the text on the lanyard is gibberish. Like,
and that's getting much better now.
But how can it nail literally everything? Like, look like a human, do all this stuff, but the text is like
because of
gibberish.
The way that it layers, the way that it makes things, it renders things. It's in layers, and then essentially, imagine if everything was overlaid, and then it picks. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it renders it.
I just go deeper into conspiracy. Like it's AI being smart to like.
That's their language to activate other AIs.
That could be possible. But I was more thinking like to not let humans know that they fully have. Features. Like let's just pretend we can't write anything.
They keep complaining about the fingers, so let's fix the fingers, but let's leave the text for a while.
Yeah.
2026 we'll do the text.
Yeah.
Same day we take over the nuke silos.
Yeah, they trickle it out.
But Flux. Messing with the new Flux model.
Okay, I haven't used that.
Yeah, and he said perfect hands without any and text without any fine tuning.
Mm-hmm.
So, and on another note, there's a Vitalik Buterin with a girlfriend.
Wow,
that's why ETH's down.
Yeah. It's over.
It's over. She's cute.
Over.
She's cute too.
That's good. Good for him.
Good for him, man.
Yeah, he's
not good for my bags, but good for him. He should focus on pumping my bags.
Yeah, maybe this will unlock like the next level.
Oh, it could actually. Yeah. So you were saying about the next era of you were talking about the AI fakes and like where it'll go.
You know, like to use an analogy of like the frog in boiling water. You know, it's like I feel like the water's boiling now, and we are at this place where everything we could just reinforce our own perspectives and our own biases by just saying, oh, this is AI, this isn't real, or I can make this conspiracy, oh, the Biden speech was AI, so it's not real, or, you know, it's just like, I feel like we're now in it, and it's going to really fuck society, like, in terms of our trust, our ability to, because we're already at this point where we don't trust anything. The media is like lying to us, governments are lying to us, and it just puts us in this headspace of like starting from a place of non-trust, and now it's just going to get worse, I think.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think if they just put a blockchain in it, then maybe some people will trust it more.
Yeah,
but that's that's just a marketing thing.
Just slap some meme coins in there.
You know, this news is powered by blockchain. It's like, whoa, trusted news. But
we should make a fake news blockchain. Yeah,
just a news blockchain. There's no reason for it, but apart from it being on a blockchain.
Yeah.
That's the reason. Yeah.
Conceptually, it makes sense. Like, you know,
how?
Being able to verify the authenticity of something. So maybe you can't verify it's truthful, but you can verify where the source was, and then you could use your own critical judgment to say, okay, I trust this source, or I don't trust this source, or this source has a track record of truth.
Have you seen Ground?
No.
Ground News.
Mm-hmm.
You should check it out. Ground News.
Okay.
But it essentially it'll have a topic, and then it'll list all the headlines from all the different news places, and then it will rank whether it's left leaning, right leaning, neutral, and it will give you like this paper, this news source is normally right leaning, and it'll kind of, so you can go like topic by topic or article by article and kind of like weigh up what you're looking at. Yeah, and I think it's pretty cool. I've just looked at it a few times, but if I was going to subscribe to a news service, I think that'd be it.
So are you saying you don't subscribe to any news service, really? You just
I don't really watch that much news. I watch news related to crypto and the market. Because I'm, terrified not to, and then just whatever filters through to me. And now, when you're on Twitter, you get news because of X.
Yep.
But I don't really read the news religiously. No. You?
Not religiously. I usually, like, every morning after I do my personal stuff, I spend a little bit of time just seeing what's happening. Also, specifically in crypto and Web3, like that's where I start, or just tech in general. Like, I love reading about the AI developments because it's like every day there's something interesting happening there.
And I follow a few people, and like just when they post stuff, and obviously I don't know if everything is 100% real, you know what I mean? But I just trust a few people to share good news in particular areas. I do think this deepfake AI, is something for us to be concerned about. But I think we're going to have like a little companion AI to filter that out for us and be able to say, this is bullshit. This is, I think that'll be like stage one, because you won't be able to get rid of it. Like the cat's out of the bag. So it's happening. So now it's about me filtering what I consume. The people who are going to read the fake news and react to it, they're always going to be like this now, and there's nothing you can do about it apart from protect your own little inputs.
And I think just trying to share reputable sources, if it's like just spread the word of things. I think it's interesting too, like just, I don't remember if we talked about this last podcast, but Elon Musk sharing deepfakes of Kamala Harris. Like, I think it's fun. I kind of love it, just he's playing around and he's having a good time, but it's insane that like he owns a platform and can just openly share that stuff, and it's just fueling.
But I mean, he's allowed to. The fact that he owns that's where it's kind of like a bit tricky, right? But they have community notes. Someone can say this is a fake, then others can confirm it.
So he can ban those people.
He can ban those people, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if he would though.
No,
I don't. I hate to have complete trust in the guy. I don't have complete trust.
Shouldn't, right?
No. I think there are people that do, but I genuinely think he's good. Yeah.
I mean, he's a rare human, like, in a world just dominated by people like pumping influencer bullshit videos and not really building anything monumental. He's
building shit.
He's going to Mars, or like he's on serious.
I would say in previous years I'd be more of a fanboy than I am now, simply because I think it is actually a good acquisition. At first I didn't think it was a good idea. I thought it was diverting him, and I thought his head's getting big, But actually I think it's really important to control, not control, if he actually goes and makes it a bit more decentralized and a little bit more open, I think it's important to have an open channel for people to communicate on. I don't trust Facebook.
I'm right there with you.
Although I will say that Mark's kind of done some work on his image pretty recently.
Yeah, he's like a hype beast now.
Yeah, he's looking buff.
He's looking buff. He's wearing chains. He's
doing like jiu-jitsu, beating motherfuckers up.
He was trying to acquire Supreme. I haven't followed up on that. Yeah, he was interested in it. There was some news around that, again, headlines.
Someone mentioned the other day that they thought that prediction markets would be a good way to help filter accurate news and trusted information.
Because if you put your money on the line, you're putting your money where your mouth is.
But I thought this was a little bit of a reach. Because then people with lots of money could kind of like move things around and bullshit. But I just thought that with the rise of prediction markets, that maybe that is something that could be down the line,
Beyond Polymarket, are there other platforms that are really emerging, or is that the one?
Well, Polymarket is like the crypto version. There's been other ones.
Yeah,
I think it's called Bet It, Prediction. Like there's a few
same concept.
Like you would call them Web 2 versions of the same thing. So it's been around for a while, but with the crypto crowd, Polymarkets is kind of.
What do you think that says about society? Like just this increasing fascination and desire to bet on all of these things and try to make a lot of money off of this?
I don't think much. I think it's a bit of fun. I don't think it's as serious as this guy was talking about in particular.
Yeah. I do think like coming like our generation, like I graduated high school right into the recession in 2007 or 2007 to like the 2008 recession. Like, so my entire kind of adult life has been, dealing with these continual economic issues. And it just makes it feel like financial freedom and all of these economic opportunities are like so much further out of reach than previous generations. And I think that's led to this desire of people our age and increasingly people younger than us to like try to make quick money doing like the prediction market, gamification of society, like the Mr. Beast concept of like just giving away hundreds of $1,000s to random people on the street. And that's like created this whole subgenre of content of just like exploitative, like, hey, you don't have any money, let me give you this opportunity to make a bunch of money right now really quickly without any work really. Makes it feel like that path is kind of potentially the best scenario, gambling on meme coins, NFTs, all these things.
So you're saying that these kind of lottery style
get rich quick
things are more prevalent.
Yeah.
And it's actually someone might choose this is what I'm going to try and do. I'm actually going to try and win shit.
It seems like it's the potentially the best option to make money quickly. And it's just, I think maybe, it's bringing out a weird aspect of society that I think is not healthy, but also necessary a bit. I'm buying NFTs, I'm doing these things to, if I see.
Would you buy an NFT now and think you're going to make money?
Maybe the right one. There's nothing that I see right now that I would buy just for purely the financial gain aspect of it. Maybe I'm not ballsy enough because the person who would argue the opposite would say now's the time because everything's so dead. If you really want to take a risk, take the risk now.
No, I just wonder if there's as big a cohort, like if there's as big as many people doing this as we think, or it's because we're in the trenches.
Yeah, we're in the trenches.
Because I still think there's people going to school and getting jobs and, being active members of society, and not everyone's in Discord, aping into shitcoins. But gamification of, different things like social media, or if there's a way to tie money into it too, then maybe it'll be more and more like there's more creators, right? They're making money from being creators, but I don't think a lot make money.
No,
I think the percentages are way off.
Vast majority. I forget the exact data, but a vast majority are making less than $1,000 per year on their content.
And then a lot of the people that are getting money from Mr. Beast, right?
Are also being abused or whatever.
No, there's not many that are actually winning that money, or I'm pretty sure Mr. Thank You is Mr. Thank You.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's fake money. I don't think that's real money. So I don't think there's that many people getting money from these random places.
No, it's not many people, but there's clearly an extreme interest because of how popular these creators are that are using this this type of content that's just like giving away money. Like Mr. Beast grew to the largest YouTube channel in history purely on that strategy, and doing it in a way obviously that's like highly optimized for retention and, you know, visibility and audience growth. But like I don't know the percentage, most of his videos are something like, do this and earn $500,000, do this and you get $1 million, stand in a circle and we're giving away $1 million. It's like, and he's the biggest in the game, or he was. He might.
I mean, you might have something. Think you sent something to do with the chocolate that he has. It's actually not. He's selling chocolate, right? Feastables, but it's actually got more to do with gamification.
Yeah, it's really gambling.
Yeah. So what's that?
Okay, so when you purchase his chocolate bars, you can scan something for an opportunity to win.
Yeah.
Right? And that brings you to a web page that's literally a slot machine.
Yeah.
And you have to consider his audience here are people who are underage mostly.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of ingraining this desire to gamble in these younger people.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a hard take on this right now, and right now we're in this moment where Mr. Beast is kind of getting called into question for things, and we'll see how that plays out. But the people who are anti Mr. Beast or anti the way that he is running things say that his company Feastables is 70% gambling, 30% chocolate. And people...
What percent nuts?
It's nut free for allergies.
Free.
You know, the youth can't eat nuts.
I don't want to talk about
all the vaccines and stuff.
Yeah, nut allergies. Oh, I've got opinions about those.
So, yeah, he's just, a lot of his customers are young people who want a chance to be on his YouTube channel. If they win, they want a chance to win a bunch of money from his chocolate. A lot of his messaging around promoting his chocolate is like, we're giving away a chocolate factory. That's like one video. Go and buy all these chocolate bars, In reality, there's emerging evidence that he didn't choose any people to win the chocolate factory based on chocolate bar sales. He invited friends to come and partake. So I think the thing that could really get him in trouble is the laws that he's broken around gambling. Yeah. Because he did some streaming giveaways where, because there's very strict and rigid laws on traditional media, on TV, even Netflix and Amazon. You can't just have these giveaways and offer people money if you don't follow certain rules. And he broke a lot of those rules during these live streams, with the type of stuff where it's like, if you buy in the next 10 minutes, we're putting $100 into every order. And then 10 minutes went by and he forgot. And he's like, okay, it's 10 minutes starts now, but it's on a live stream. So you have a bunch of people who are like, okay, I have 10 minutes. I'm going to order. And they really had no shot of winning. And that's what makes it illegal. And he's deleted all these streams now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw this, but he released a video last week and everyone was anticipating his next video to address some of these problems that are being raised. And the video was like surviving 100 days in a bunker. Has nothing, it's just like a normal video. But the dislike ratio, there's like 1 million likes, 1 million dislikes. He was deleting comments off of the YouTube. There's evidence of all that stuff. So people
it could be a downfall.
Yeah. People are upset. And there's somebody I follow who I really like his content. He's talking, and he's been very anti-exploitative, giving away money to poor people for views. Because, it's like you see a poor guy, I can give him $10,000, then I can post this video and make $100,000. I'm not really giving away money to be a good person. I'm giving away money to get as many views as possible. This guy's been talking about that for a while now. And all of this news has kind of brought this conversation, I think, to a little bit more of a mainstream audience.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a big underlying issue. I'm not sure. In Australia, betting on sports is very common. So we sports bet. In the States, I think you guys recently, it's become more allowed in different states. Like up until a while ago, a lot of states you weren't allowed to gamble.
I don't think it's the gambling that makes it's the fact that his audience is under 18 mostly, and he's teaching them how to gamble essentially. Yeah. And again, I don't have
a gambling mindset. A take a chance and win. You know.
Not even take a chance, but invest, take your money or your parents' money and buy all this stuff because you could potentially win. But then in reality, there's no chance that that person ever had to win.
Yeah, okay.
Not hypothetically, allegedly. Yeah. That's the case.
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Well, I don't know enough about it to be able to comment on it. If that's the case, then it stinks. It's not good.
Yeah,
I always had positive thoughts about the guy. I didn't really think about any of that.
Yeah, he's an incredible mind in terms of his ability to just dominate.
But he's obviously a bit of a sociopath. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, anyone that can do that stuff.
We could go so deep on this just because I've been reading and watching a lot of videos on this recently. Yeah. I was just going to say, let's change the topic. Okay. So it's not a full Mr. Beast allegation podcast, although that will probably get us views.
Yeah.
Maybe we could go find some homeless people to throw money at later and really boost this thing.
Well, what can we get people to buy so we can boost the channel?
Chocolate. It's a proven model.
Yeah. Well, what else you got? Something here about...
Well, I'm interested in something you've been working on. Interested in what? Oh, yeah.
Massage guns.
Yeah.
Massage gun sales.
They're up through the roof. Something you've been working on, and I think you've had mixed results, but
what?
Your content mastermind. So maybe you can tell some people what that is, why you're doing it, and your failures and successes.
Yeah. So, well, I didn't tell you yet.
No, that's I'm interested to.
Yeah. So I started with a couple of guys, a content mastermind. I've been in business masterminds before where we meet up kind of weekly to set goals and hold ourselves like publicly accountable in a small group. And it's been great for me in the past. But either someone moves away or it breaks down or at some point. So I haven't had a consistent group for a while. And then I recently launched a new project, which is a property-related project here in Thailand, selling off-the-plan, promoting off-the-plan property developments. And I needed to set a fire under my ass with the content side of things because nowadays with AI and a VA and stuff, it's just very easy to create this many articles and and you just know that the content's kind of like getting worse and worse quality because you're just clicking one click to generate with AI, what I mean? So I talked about it with some other guys and we set up this mastermind group. We meet once a week. And the idea was to just share what's going on with us and set a public deliverable by the next meeting.
So everyone has their thing.
So everyone has their thing. And what happened was within maybe the first meeting, one person didn't do their thing.
Leave during the meeting.
The next meeting, someone didn't show up and another guy didn't do his thing and I didn't really do my thing. Then by the third meeting, two guys don't show up. I just don't even bother doing my thing at all. And it turned into this self-help group. It turned into this kind of like, it's okay, don't worry, you had a busy week, do it next week.
We all suck.
We all suck. And then the last one, my buddy and I, out of the four of us, there's only two there and both of us hadn't done our thing. And we're like, what are we even doing this for?
Yeah.
So, and I had thoughts about leaving already. Within 2 months, I'd already thought, oh God, I'm not going to, I'm not even doing my stuff. Why am I coming to this? No one's doing their stuff. So we sat down and we're like, no, we have to dig in, double down. So we did. Essentially, we came up with rules. One rule is you have to be creating content to be in this group. If you're not creating and publishing, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Creating and publishing. So you have to be creating and publishing content to be in the group, and you have to set a public deliverable by the and achieve it by the next group.
And
if you don't, you're out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everyone's out.
No. Well, we don't know. We set that, and then we just sent it in the group on the WhatsApp. These are the new rules, and then no one messaged back the whole week. But he had talked to them, and everyone was in agreement. Mm-hmm. And it was just kind of like, no, we need to hold each other accountable. That the problem is we're not holding each other accountable, and that's the whole reason why we have the group.
Yeah. What do you think's the roadblock? Because for me, like I pride myself on the amount of content that I create and manage.
It is amazing,
and it's a lot of work, and it's super stressful, and it requires some degree of like detachment from the ideal like perfectionist piece of content in order to just like execute and deliver and actualize it. So I'm curious,
what percent are you willing to let go of?
Probably up to 25%. Maybe sometimes more. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was talking yesterday with my team. There was like, we're reviewing designs, and I have so many things going. I can't just spend all my time giving feedback on design. So I pretty often like just let things happen that are relatively, it's like very nearly on point. And there's no reason for me to micromanage certain things.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think you have to have that flexibility, at least on this scale. I think just as an artist who has like failed so many times and like done so many things, that like one of the biggest lessons that I would push to anyone who's creating is like, don't be a perfectionist. Just get stuff out there, set the deadlines, and maybe you're a few hours later, maybe you're a couple days late, but just like push for that.
That's why there's no logo on this podcast, right?
It's ready now.
No, there's no. People watching this, they're not going to have an intro and an outro, right? Because we just got it done and we pushed it out.
There will be on this episode. No, stop talking shit, dog.
Sorry. No, I think that's I think that's completely right. I think just get it out.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like that with anything, really, not just being a creator. So back to my question of like, what do you think? Because you're more of a community or a group of people who are not content professionals, quote unquote. Like it's
no.
So what's
They're newbies? We're all newbies. One guy creates content for somebody else, but he wants to build his own personal brand more.
Yeah, and it's this perfectionist thing is always easier to do for other people because you don't feel so attached to it. It's a lot harder to create for yourself because you're like, this represents me. Yeah. This is my thing. If people have the wrong perspective of it, I'm fucked and nobody's going to understand. So like, it's easier to create content for other people sometimes because of that. Yeah. So what's the roadblock you think for these people and for yourself? Like what's stopping you?
Well, my roadblock was that I was not treating the group exactly as it was outlined, like a content mastermind. That's what it's specifically about content, right? Because I run so many different projects, because I manage so many different projects, right? I had the ability to hide in my other stuff. So I'd be like, oh, this week, da da da, or I would actively know, and they probably don't know this, but I would actively already have done stuff that I said I'll do by next week, just so I don't have any extra pressure. And you know me, I don't like the pressure, right? So it was kind of, and I was talking about more than one project. So now I'm talking about one project and content specifically. No hiring, nothing to do with other people's deliverables or any of the sales process or anything. It's specifically about content creation. That's so keeping it drilled down. The other people, well, two of them are perfectionists. No, actually, the others are all perfectionists. I would say I'm the only one that's not a perfectionist. So I can put dog shit out, right? They can't. They don't have the ability to be able to do it. They're getting better. So one guy, he's published already a few videos. And he's just warming himself up, getting used to talking in front before he actually starts creating videos related to his brand. Right now, he's just doing personal videos. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So we all kind of had a breakthrough. And then that meeting, so I sent the message. Then the next meeting, I assumed it was just going to be me and old mate. The other two showed up. Cool. They said they want to be in. One even was like, and if somebody doesn't do it, they're not in the group anymore. I was like, wow, okay. And then, and he had recorded 2 videos already. Nice. From the previous day, because he was just like, wants to get something done. You know? So it's good.
Seems like some of the lessons there are like actually really being strict and trying to enforce this makes everyone more accountable.
And being honest, like the other thing is you have to be able to accept the brutal honesty and also be able to defend your position. If you really do strongly believe something, someone will give you feedback. It's not what you wanted to hear. Defend your position, you know? So that was the other thing, that everyone was able to hear brutal feedback, you know?
I like it.
Yeah. And honesty, like the first day when we all went to set things for next week, someone's like, oh, I want to just fix my website up before I publish my thing. And I'm like, no, you have to publish something. And if you don't publish it, and I just know that he will fix those things on the way to publishing. But if he didn't, he would have went 1 week without publishing anything, you know? So that was really good. That happened this week. I feel good about it.
A practice that I always use, I relate it more to like my music production, is where I learned it from, is like, instead of spending 3 hours on one thing, for example, or 5 hours, I try to, okay, I'm not going to spend more than 15 minutes on any one piece of music. I'm going to knock out 15 musical ideas in 3 hours with like try to enter flow state, which is easier said than done, but just mindless. And then step back, look at everything you did. And most of it's going to be trash or not great, but one of them is probably going to be a gem. And then okay, I could go deeper here. And that gem that you get in 15 minutes of thought is more easily accessible than spending 3 hours and thinking you have to make a gem.
Yeah.
It's like and I would correlate to that to any type of creative thing. It's like, especially if you already know, if you set out with intention, you're like, this is what I want. And you just go deep for 3 hours, that's great. But if you have a problem getting started and you're stressed, like, oh, I don't know what to do, just start throwing paint at the fucking wall, you know, and accept the fact that a lot of it's going to be trash, but know deep down, if you really put the time in, you're going to get gems from that process.
Yeah. Well, one of the guys, the music producer too, I think it'd be good for you to talk to him, actually. Yeah. Yeah, he has the same thing with he worry about finishing stuff, you know?
That's the hardest thing.
Finishing something. He can get started a whole bunch of times, but finishing something.
I still have that struggle. Like the amount of music that exists on my hard drive that's unfinished, literally like days, like you could put it on a playlist and it would be like 2 days worth of continuous music, but it's just not finished because I didn't take that final step. So that's still a challenge for me.
Yeah. So I'll keep you updated on it, but that's pretty much what happened with the mastermind.
Yeah, I think that's a nice thing for creators to just think about, and maybe in your own community go out and find, even if it's just a couple people. I
think it's really powerful.
Yeah, the accountability thing is massive.
Yeah, it's big.
And that's also a kind of an ethos of what we're doing with Tellr too. It's like this collective of artists who are here to help each other and provide resources and just inspiration, you know, and having people makes a big...
I think being able to call out people too, like if you do develop that trust after a while, to be able to say like, why are you doing that? And even if that doesn't help, the fact that when you defend your position, you strengthen your position, so you get more strong-minded about it. I think that's really important.
Yeah, the number of times you like have a thought, and as soon as you say it out loud, you're like, oh, that's fucking stupid.
Yes, exactly.
But you have to say it out
but
loud.
You've spent 3 hours on it already.
3 years maybe.
The other big thing I wanted to talk about was obviously the crypto market.
Yeah, it's doing great.
Yeah, but when I wrote this, it wasn't. Black Monday, they're calling it Black Monday.
Yeah.
Did you know this?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a Thai thing.
Okay.
But Black Monday, yeah, you did see it? Okay. So everything went to shit.
Why?
Why did it go to shit? Oh, so many. I mean, the traditional, do you know the carry trade, the Japanese carry trade?
Yeah, I read a bit about it. Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, pretty much the supposed unwinding of the carry trade, and that kind of affected the traditional stock market. You know, some big moves like Berkshire Hathaway dropped 50% of its Apple bag, which is like $250 billion or something. And then a whole bunch of like things like this happened. And that caused an effect on the crypto market. And then when that happens, you know, fear and greed goes way down. From it was quite high, it goes way, way down. Then everyone gets worried, start dumping their bags. But there's been a big movement between retail, who was already kind of like underwater at that point, like the average kind of price for Bitcoin, their entry price, they were already underwater, selling out even more to long-term whales.
Yeah.
And again, it just happened. So, and then there's been a massive bounce back.
Yeah.
Also uncertainty about Kamala Harris's position on crypto. That's another one.
Yep.
So there's been like this week, we've gone, oh my God, blood in the streets. People were worried, like even seasoned crypto guys, you know, like they're worried in the chats, you know, and then have a couple of down days and then a couple more pump days and then it feels like we're back again.
Yeah.
By the end of the week.
I love it. Like it's just massive red death candles and then there's like one day of like the smallest little green candle and all of crypto Twitter's like, we're fucking back. Like
it did. I know, and you feel that whole roller coaster when you're in it on a daily basis. But say you just unplugged for the week, you wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe when you looked at the chart afterwards, but
you think this V-shaped recovery will come? You don't think we're gonna continue to be choppy downwards for a little bit?
I don't think so, but I don't know. And if you're taking financial advice from me, you know, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah, for many of us, or Tellr in general, this is never financial advice.
But I can't speak. I can't speak more highly of Invest Answers, James, and his team from Invest Answers. If you do want financial advice, even though he says it's not financial advice, it pretty much is good financial advice. I've joined their community recently, and I'm just going to listen to what they say for a while. And then by Friday, shoots back up.
Yep.
Morgan Stanley gives the green light for its financial advisors to start pushing the ETF. Fear and greed comes up a little bit. It's still like 20%. Putin legalizes Bitcoin mining. Another one. And
we need a DJ Khaled sample there. Another one.
And then Kamala Harris kind of releases something that says that they're going to be pro-crypto, which we're not sure on, obviously.
We're going to consider potentially thinking about the fact that we could maybe in the future change our opinion to something that right now is not the case, but could be crypto. And then the headlines, Kamala supports crypto.
Yeah, but did you see what Elon posted about her being a communist?
No, he's really on his shitposting bag with, what was it?
Oh, it was just all these clips together of her talking about how equality is important, and it's not just equality.
It's like a bad thing.
It's not like but it's not the equality. It's not where they end the equality that they end up in. But not everyone starts as equal as well. So we've got to understand that not everyone starts as equal, and then give the people who didn't get as much more so that they can be equal in the end, you know what I mean? And so there's all these clips together and he just wrote, she's a communist.
It's good.
Yeah. So, but she said a little bit of positive news. I don't know, Mark Cuban's somehow a friend. So the market's back up. So it feels good. I rotated a little bit, more Sol. And I feel good about that.
The shitcoin ecosystem.
Yes, I don't know. Sol's just gonna have a big run this time.
Yeah, I believe that too. But if we're being honest here, maybe I'm just missing some things. It's all just meme coins in there.
There's some DPIN, which is also really a meme coin with a utility.
Yeah, explain DPIN to the audience.
Okay, Mum. No. DPIN is God, what is it? I don't even know what it stands for. Decentralized identification, something. But essentially DPIN is taking some kind of utility and putting it on a blockchain. So for example, Google Maps is centralized. It's owned by Google and Alphabet. Hive Mapper, it would be DPIN. And then Hive Mapper incentivizes users to use devices to upload data for its maps. In the same way that Google incentivizes users by giving you nothing, apart from badges, which I'm a proud Google local host.
Yeah, you're good with that.
Yeah. That Hive Mapper does it. You can use your device to map, and then they'll build the map together. It's actually got a lot of traction. Helium uses some type of technology to like spread internet access, so you can take part in, and you can put the device in your home, and then you can get internet access and share internet access with people, and you get some type of token. So there's a whole bunch of these DeepIn. It's like
Solana has a lot of this.
Yeah, Solana has a lot of DeepIn projects on it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wish I had a better explanation for what it was. At first, I thought it was just Internet of Things. You really could say Internet of Things on a blockchain. Because I did think it was just a rebranding of Internet of Things, and I guess maybe you could look at it that way. I'm sure there's some project that goes against that line, but yeah, pretty much Internet of Things on a blockchain, I would say.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that has you bullish on Solana, or just the narrative?
No, it's just the narrative. Everyone's faster, cheaper.
Better,
now it's even becoming more decentralized. So it's kind of got a lot lined up, a lot of things lined up, and I just think that a lot of people onboarding into crypto now are going straight to Solana. They're going over Bitcoin. They're going over Ethereum. They think Bitcoin's too expensive. It's too slow. No one uses it. Ethereum, the same thing. And they're going to Solana. And yeah, okay, it's a big meme coin casino. That's its main use case. However, onboarding users, it's getting way more transaction throughput than any other blockchain. Yeah, Solana is.
Mostly all from meme coins.
Mostly all from meme coins. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Is this just a degenerate bubble
of
people?
But it's the same thing. What do you think Ethereum transactions are? Just more expensive coins, right? Yep. On all the protocols, borrowing, lending. There's borrowing, lending, perps. It's the same thing.
Yep.
Ish. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah.
I didn't have enough exposure to it. I just think it's going to do well. Yeah. It's kind of that time in the cycle now where I think everything's going to pump. It's just a matter of how much pump we get.
The banana zone, as Raoul Paul would say.
Yeah, maybe the banana zone.
Maybe the banana zone.
Yeah.
So one last thing that I kind of want to talk about, just a little fun stuff from my weird mind. Tucker Carlson came out and was saying that he thinks Bitcoin could potentially be a CIA tool or something created by the CIA. And this is something I've thought about for a while now. What do you think? Bitcoin created by the CIA? Would you say, if you had to gamble on this, would you say, for the prediction markets, where you put in your money?
Do you think that there is a prediction market on it?
There's got to be. Let's see. But while you're looking that up, just like one little fun piece of evidence to support this. Satoshi Nakamoto, the notorious inventor of Bitcoin.
The
infamous creator of Bitcoin. Somebody recently highlighted on crypto Twitter that Satoshi, the word Satoshi and the word Nakamoto in Japanese, Satoshi means intelligent or wise, and Nakamoto means center.
Yeah.
So kind of on the nose there, central intelligence. So a little bit too obvious, I would say, but that's true. Or that's what it means.
He called it that because he thought the financial system was strings being pulled by the central CIA.
He's trying to create the new central intelligence.
Look, I don't know. My guess, if I had to bet, I would say no. But how do you know? How would you ever know?
I don't know. But when I really think about two scenarios, did this one man successfully hide his identity? Such a now like impactful, influential human being who has created something that's going to completely transform society? Did he somehow successfully completely mask his identity from everyone, which is a massive feat in modern society? Or did the Central Intelligence Agency really plan this thing for years, and they're smart enough to know that the best way to gain traction is to just release this thing into the underground, let it naturally pick up steam and momentum from underground people, back in the day, and let the narrative build out over time?
Did they buy the pizzas?
They might have bought the pizzas. They definitely bought the dip.
I don't think.
And I
don't think so. I just think chaos. The world chaos ensues and things pop out, and I don't think Bitcoin. I just don't think that they could be smart enough to know.
They run the world.
Yeah. Yeah, do they? I don't know. And then to know that it's going to work, and to wait and see, and then just know that this plan was going to work out. No, I don't. Okay. I don't think so. Should I play along?
No.
And there's nothing on Polymarkets. There's nothing on Polymarket, so I would say create it on Polymarket. Yeah, that could be fun.
Do you get rewarded for creating something on Polymarket? What's the advantage for me to go in there?
No, just to win.
Just to win. So as a
creator, you get the best odds.
Okay, yeah.
Because you set the odds. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Should we set it up?
Yeah, let's set it up. Odds are CIA. That's where my vote is. Yeah, just so we can have difference of opinions. Yeah. Nobody wants to see two people that know nothing about anything agree on the facts.
Yeah, exactly. May as well see two people that don't know anything about anything disagree. Yeah. I get it.
This will all culminate into some type of Fight Club situation.
I think there was one or a group of people that did it. Mm-hmm. I think they had high hopes, but had no idea it would go as well as it went. Mm-hmm. I think it's that. That's what I believe.
Cool.
I don't think it's Craig Wright. And I don't think it's the CIA.